Hey there, Facebook.
Hello?
How is everyone tonight?
Yeah. Back to one. Everybody on set, back to one.
So, you guys know that we have been doing these live Tweed Talks for
It's not even plugged in.
probably about a month now. And so we just started with the last interview or so doing this thing called Pedro Does. So Pedro, last live we had on Gina Schwartzman Christiani, who is a fifth generation circus performer. Hi Toby, we'll invite you in 1 second. And so he tried to juggle. He's attempting to juggle. So now every time we have a guest on, he's going to try to attempt to do whatever it is that they do. So that was his interpretation
Of making a movie.
of making a film and being a film director. So
Now, you know that this is beginning to be, redundant when we say that we're really excited about the guests that we're having.
we are. We're always
Because,
excited.
we invited them. That's why we're excited about them.
Sure.
And this is the part where we talk about how we met. Now, you actually met Toby before I did.
Yes. I met Toby back in 2016. We did a stage play together called People Like Us, which I think would be really appropriate for this time that we're going through right now. I'm sure
That's
Toby,
right. That's right.
sure Toby would agree. So yes, that's where I met Toby, and I just happened to be on the email list for, or maybe she posted on Facebook about a screening of her film. This was maybe the year after, so this was maybe like 2017, I think, or 2018. And I saw that she had a film which is called Halfway to Zen. Which
And of course, I was interested in that because my wife said that I'm always Zen.
Yes,
So
completely.
I wanted to know what that was about.
So that screened at Big Eddie Film Festival. We've been
That's
to so
right.
many, so sometimes it's hard to
It was
keep them
Big
straight.
Eddie.
But it was Big Eddie Film Festival where we saw it, and then I saw Toby, and it was a great film. You can actually still watch that. We're going to talk about
That's
it
right.
now. And then that's where you
That's
met
where I met her.
and we met John
And
that day too.
yes, and I didn't know much about them except for what you had told me. And then when I met her, such a sweet lady,
Yes, for sure.
like I didn't even know that was a movie. And the acting was so great, and I like a family that works together.
Yeah.
When all the working, things. I mean, that's what a family is. A family that works together, eats together, and and so on. So that interests me a lot. And then I met John. We met him. I met him at the race when Layla was running.
Well, you met him at Big Eddie, and then
Big Eddie,
we
and then I met
randomly run into John at I can't think of the new name, but the old name we used to call it was the Monticello Games. It's a huge track invitational that we host in Monticello every year, and Zelda was running.
Zelda was running.
She was running, so we ran into them there. So small world.
Yeah, that's how it works. So I think, and we got so much to talk about. So
We have a lot to talk about.
Bring them in.
Yes. So Toby is on now. Toby, we are going to invite you in. Just add it to.
Live. Hi there. Hey,
Hi.
We did it!
we practiced yesterday, so we got some better.
I love how you're sharing the earbuds. Just saying.
that's
We are.
good.
We'll do a little switcheroonie with John now and then, if you
Okay.
don't mind. We'll just take our turns. We're so
yeah, for
happy
sure.
that you're having us, and you guys are the most positive, vibrant, life-loving people, and it's just such a pleasure to do this with you. Thanks.
Oh,
Thank
thank you
you,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we love your energy too.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. Like when I went and saw that movie, Halfway to Zen,
You guys get
because I practice martial art. of course, you know, I was thinking it's going to be something like Zen, you know, meditation. But it was such an interesting movie, and the acting was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you,
what I didn't
Pedro.
know,
Thank you.
what I didn't know is that you had done guiding light.
I did.
My wife, even my wife didn't know that. So, you know, when you start doing research, talk to, say, and my daughter's name is Amanda.
All right.
Okay,
Hope,
So,
okay. I got you.
hope,
so she played
hopefully
Amanda
she's
on
not as
Guiding Light.
naughty as. Hopefully she's not as naughty as my Amanda was.
Yeah.
So this go around, we are having all kinds of artists on. We first started out interviewing authors. So we have all kinds of artists on. We had a circus juggler on the other day. So we're doing filmmakers today. So I was like, you know what? We need to have John and Toby on. So this, we're really excited to do this. We were looking through your body of work, which is amazing. We went back and rewatched Halfway to Zen last
Last
night,
night. That's right.
and I
Cool.
forgot how funny it was.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes that makes us so happy. They're saying how funny Halfway to Zen was, because we always strive to have humor in our films, no matter how dark the subject is. I think you have to laugh even when things are ugly and painful. So that I can sleep well tonight having heard that. Thanks.
No, we
Yeah,
laugh.
the Eddie character, she the back and forth between her and the grandpa, that was hysterical. And you know, when you're at a film festival, I feel like you have to listen more to the film to get it, but when you're home, you know, watching it in your bedroom, you can laugh as loud as you want. So I love that character in particular. How did you guys come up with that how did you guys come up with the story in general?
For Halfway to Zen, well, our second film was Knuckle Jack, which was a story about John's character is the uncle to Zelda's younger character, and it was such a fun movie to make. We wanted to do something else similar, but in this case, it was a father-daughter story, and there were just certain issues that we wanted to tackle, and the story evolved as it usually does, with lots of brewing and thinking and hiking and talking. Yeah. And Zelda, and the guy who played Pop in that film is an old friend of ours, Robert Lund, and he's been in most of our films, and he's just so cool, right? He's very funny and very intense. Maybe can you want to say anything about Halfway to Zen? Can you hear?
It was just a really fun film to do all together. We really wanted to play on family. Family can be messed up, but this family had a lot of love in it, even though it was crazy messed up. But yeah.
Yes.
Right. We got that in the movie. We definitely got that in the movie.
It was like a certain type of dysfunction, but it was so loving because everyone was sort of flawed in a way. You know, but it was so loving, and you could just tell the family of characters, they had so much love for each other, even though they were coming into this new territory.
That's great to hear. You know, we're really interested in showing real people, and it's
right.
And it's nice through the arc of a film, through the whole narrative. It's nice to have a beginning, middle, and end where people who are struggling really find ways to just to be whole again. So we're always looking for those struggles, and we like people who are a little crusty and cracked. It's you know, it's fun. If things are too polished and shiny, you know,
then it's not real life. Everyone's a little kooky.
I was just gonna say, she took Zelda, you took the words right out of my mouth. It was real. It's real.
It's real. There's real people like that.
I mean, you may not be able to tell, but we're dysfunctional too.
Absolutely dysfunctional.
and you know what's a big part of the word dysfunctional? F-U-N.
There you go. There you go. You know what's funny is that people, we've been to places and people say that we are a power couple. And I think that a power couple is individual power and then getting together, and then you become a power couple like that. But you're a power family.
Yes, you guys
Everybody's
definitely fall
involved.
into that category. We absolutely love it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thanks. Thanks.
Who is, do you know someone named Puddin Williams? Do you know? Is that your friend?
Yes.
Anyway.
She's
okay.
my best friend, my oldest and dearest, Puddin. From when we've known each other since we were 10.
Since you're 10. She says that was a great film, Halfway to Zen.
It was.
And
yes.
Tracy Brannon, all their films are so extremely special in their own way. I think my top favorite is Rumble Strips.
We didn't see that
we
one,
have
but
to we have to
yes,
we have to get that one.
And the last one that you did, the deeper.
Deeper you dig. Oh my God. Oh my.
We watched that before.
We watched that like a month ago or so. Yeah.
I don't know if it was that long, but a couple of weeks.
I don't know days anymore. I don't know days.
All the days are the same.
We're with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we thank you for watching it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Very good.
So far, all the movies that I watched by the Adam family, or the Wonder Wheel, right?
Yes.
And I love. Okay, and I'm hoping that through this that we get our viewers to watch it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that announcement at the end because Halfway to Zen is free with Amazon Prime, Toby. So, because you sent the link, and I was like, and when I went on last night, I'm like, oh okay, so it's free, so that was good.
Yeah.
So for The Deeper You Dig, so tell us about the concept of The Deeper You Dig.
Maybe I'll pass it over to John so you get a little bit of his handsome mug, but I'll be right here too.
Go over and get Zelda. So I'll get Zelda's and I'll sit with you.
Oh, he's gonna, we're gonna do a little do-si-do. Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
You can talk. We'll just have to get
What's happening? Hey, nice to see you guys.
I love that. I love that. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think the last time we all hung out together was a snowstorm, right? We watched a track.
It was literally a snowstorm in April.
Yeah.
April, and it was freezing. It was like 5 degrees, snowing, kids running in shorts. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It was totally crazy. So, yeah, I remember they had the gym open because everyone was so cold.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember that. So how did you come up with this concept? I'm diving inside your mind
for
now.
The Deeper You Dig.
Well, but actually, I mean, I have this relentless nightmare that I've killed somebody and buried them, and the authorities are gonna unearth them. And I always wake up and Toby says, "Did you have the nightmare?" And I'm like, "Yes, I had the nightmare." And so this was a way to exorcise the demons.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay.
And Zelda and I had going to soccer practice. We had talked a lot. We wanted to make a horror movie, and she was really interested in the idea of flipping the ghost story around, like instead of like the ghost chasing somebody around the house and being this terrible malevolent spirit. Well, what would happen if the ghost was actually not the malevolent spirit, but the person she was chasing was the malevolent spirit? So I love that idea.
That's awesome.
So that was the Zelda's twist, and I think it was a really fun turn, and it made making the film super fun, you know.
Yes, for sure.
It was fun, and some of the things that she did on it was pretty
funny.
funny.
God. Hi. Just popping up out of nowhere like.
Just hi.
Yeah, we were really into the just hi.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so scary. And I saw some time ago, John, that you posted on your page, and I thought this was so awesome. So everyone knows the actor that plays Freddy Krueger. They know Robert Englund, right? So
Yes.
I know you guys went to tons and tons of film festivals and submitted your film, and he actually gave you an awesome shout out. And I thought that was so cool.
We thought that was so cool too. It was just such an unsolicited, beautiful moment where like someone that we've looked up to, but you know, someone that we've looked up to thinking, well, we're little ants that he will never know, you know what I mean? But suddenly out of the blue, this wonderful guy gives us this thumbs up, and it meant so much to us. It was such a well-worded little statement. And for the three of us, none of us slept that night because it was just such a gift. And you know, you guys, I have to say, like, I got to point this out right now. You guys are my example of how to be a good lover with my lover right here. I watch you two, and you guys are great lovers. And that night, yeah, you guys really are great lovers, and you impress me, and I want to be a great lover too. So there we go. But okay, I digress. What was cool was he was a great lover that night to us, and it was just really wonderful.
That is amazing. You know, people say that we have a mission. We did a shoot one time with it was a commercial for the mall.
Okay, Palisades. Mm-hmm.
Right. And these two people, they were together, but they weren't married.
Yes. Yeah,
and I asked him, when you getting married? And they said, we're not getting married. Well, right now, they're married.
And they have 2 children.
They have 2 children.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
So almost everybody that we meet, we try to share that energy, because love is everything, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything.
Well, you know what? You show that on Facebook, and it's great. It's something I really look forward to on Facebook is your love and your celebration of it, both of you. And I think it's really important these days. And it's nice for me. I just want you to know that it's nice for me, who's someone who definitely flies through Facebook. I enjoy Facebook, but I always stop when I'm coming up to your posts because it's something that's going to be positive for me. And I want you to know that I appreciate it. Yeah.
I like how you guys are always dancing. How you guys often dancing, which is just, you know, which is just another expression of joy and appreciation of yourselves, art, music, life, movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is as I have said before, there is never a dull moment with this man right here. Never.
You know, talking about inspiring, you inspired me because the things that you're doing with films, you know, self-taught, I read, and when you go to the movies and you see your movies, that doesn't look like you just, you know, self-taught. That looks like you had years and years of experience, you know, and that's the way that the movie comes out.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
So I get inspired by that. You know, I wrote a little film once. They say I told you about it. It's a short, but when I read and when I see what you're doing, I was so proud. It's almost like you are my song or something. When I saw you posting about you got that award and you got this and how the movie was doing, you know. So I couldn't wait to see the movie, and I hope everybody gets to see the movie.
Yes.
Because we truly did enjoy.
Yeah, thanks so much for your support.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about the film festival route you guys took for The Deeper You Dig, because I feel like every time I saw your post, John, you were somewhere else. And I know at one point, weren't you in Europe or something like that?
For a family member.
Oh, good. It's calling us. It's like she psychically knows we're talking about.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Well, what I wanted to say about the film festivals is the first festival that we got into was one called Fantasia, and it just opened so many doors for us that were just, it was incredible, really. We started to get press, and they really celebrated us, and they kind of opened a lot of doors for us that was really amazing. And that's not to say that before, like you've said, we've kind of climbed through the festival circuit for years now, And we've just had the really great support from the smallest film festivals. Sometimes are the best, you know, and we've just had great support. But on the Deeper You Dig, we hit some big festivals, and we're super thankful about it because they opened doors for us that just weren't opening before, and suddenly they flew open, and it was great to be invited to the party.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And we did get to travel around a lot with this one, which was so much fun. And the timing was perfect because it was right before COVID. So we were, in fact, in February, I was in Berlin at a women's film festival with the film, right in the middle of February. So the timing was great. We went around to, we were in festivals in Spain,
Wow.
Switzerland, France,
and what was special
England,
was
London.
that these festivals celebrated our family. So they really celebrated me, Zelda, and Toby, and it was really wonderful, you know. And it gave us you know, I don't know.
Well, festivals have always been equally the best. As great as it is making the film, traveling to festivals is right up there with that, because not only do we get to see works from other creative people, we get to meet so many people from all over the world. Whether it's a festival, one of our favorite festivals is in a tiny town called Ashford, Washington. The people we met in London at Fright Fest. Everywhere you go, you just meet
Victoria, Texas, you know.
These incredible people, not just the film connections, which are great, but also just people who love film like we do.
Right.
That's awesome.
So I'm just going to read a couple more comments. So Don Henzy, or is it Hens?
Yes.
He says, well, he probably takes some of that extreme musical talent and brings it into making films. Just my theory.
Awesome.
And
that's so cool.
Laverne Black says, wow,
Thanks,
love
Don.
the Addams Family films.
And she's been so supportive of us from day one. She's a great artist up here in the Catskills. Don's from the rock and roll scene. Yeah.
Nice.
And, you know, I would like to point out, it's nice to hear these comments. One of the things that's really helped us along the way is the support of so many people who have always said yes. You know, hearing yes is so helpful when you're doing art. Zelda and I talk a lot about that. You know, it's like when we're working together and we say, hey, do you want to do this shot? Do you think it would look good? The answer is yes. And it may not look good, right? But the answer is yes until you're sure that it stinks. And people have really supported us through our mistakes and through our accomplishments. And, you know, that is priceless.
Zelda, I just want to say something to you. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
The freakiest part of the movie. Oh my gosh, so freaky. Yeah, you really owned that role. We loved you, and the Deeper You Dig. And
the other movies
we were talking about Halfway to Zen. Oh my God, that character, the Eddie character, had me in stitches. Just her sarcasm and just like, but this really dry sarcasm. It was just like she was just being a kid, you know?
Yeah, it was so much fun playing those characters. And John and Toby really helped by directing me and telling me to act in the most subtle way. They told me, like, you know, subtlety is always the best answer. And I think that's the most helpful advice I've ever gotten.
Agreed.
So you're growing up doing this. From what I see, from you were little. So
yeah, sorry, what was that?
No, go ahead.
So we did our.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We did our first movie when I was 6. That's when we did Rumble Strip. So I've been doing it for 10 years now.
Wow.
We started out, Zelda liked a Disney actress. Who was the Disney actress?
I loved the movie Twilight, the girl that played Bella. I wanted to be her.
So it was fun because I remember she was always like, I want to be like Bella. I want to be like Bella. I want to be an actress like Bella. And it was like, okay, you know what? It's really hard to be an actress. Why don't we do a movie and we'll see whether you really like it. We'll see what it's like. And Zelda loved it. Zelda, it was funny. Both our girls wanted to be actresses, but by the end of the first movie, Lulu was smart. She was like, "I don't want to be an actress. Forget about that. I'll be a camera woman." And she has become a great camera woman.
Yeah, and I noticed that you have to switch roles, like when you're filming, because one of you is filming and the other one is acting.
All right,
So-
your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zelda's a great camera woman. One of the things that she brought to The Deeper You Dig was, generally we shot all of our other movies on a tripod. And so the shots are very set up like a picture, like a painting, and all the action happens inside that frame. But what Zelda really talked a lot about for The Deeper You Dig was she wanted motion in the film. And she really brought that to her camera work. And you can see it if you watch The Deeper You Dig compared to our other movies. The Deeper You Dig has a lot of camera motion. And I think that it brought us to a new level. And I really appreciate that about Zelda's camera work. And she has an incredibly steady hand too, which Toby and I don't have. And as she grows up, it's great to just count on her to take the camera. And the movie that we're working on now, she's really, really taking over the camera work. And it's nice to just feel that confidence in somebody, especially when it's your kid.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing.
Some more comments?
I'm gonna see. Let's see if we have some more comments. Oh, okay. Well, Thomas Young commented before. He said, "Toby, great to hear your voice and see your success." Stacy Levin Pagan says, "So cool," and she gives the high five emoji.
6 feet apart.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So how was it being at, you guys had your West Coast premiere of The Deeper You Dig in October at Scream Fest, which is the largest and the longest running horror film festival. So what was it like being there? I know that had to be a huge deal as well.
It was like a dream come true. I think it's really cool to see where we started to being able to end up in that theater. That was the biggest theater that we have ever been in before. The sound was so good, it scared me. It was beyond amazing to be in that setting.
Yeah, it was really cool. The Chinese theater, and it was the display, the size of the size of the theater, and like she said, the sound system. It was really amazing. But it was fun to see. We use a Canon 5D camera, and it was fun to see it blown up. And technically, it looked and sounded really cool, So it's like people like us can make a movie that can play in the Chinese theater, and it doesn't have a big quality drop. It's really neat that we have access to these kind of things,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really lucky right now to be an artist.
I totally agree. Yeah. So tell us how you guys stayed busy during this quarantine, because literally everything came to a standstill. So how'd you guys keep busy?
As we said, it's lucky to be an artist right now, and it's even luckier to be a family of artists, because right now we're starting our next movie. Yeah, we're starting our next horror movie, and every day we're going out and filming a little bit, editing a little bit. And I think it's definitely an advantage to be a family of filmmakers, because we can go out and do this right now. And I don't think Hollywood can really do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. As soon as this happened, we had a script, and it was we're working on a movie called Hellbender, and we had been working on it when COVID hit. And when COVID hit, it was pretty obvious that we were all going to be locked down for at least 6 months, and it looks like maybe it might be longer, who knows. And so the answer was, Toby's really the big writer on this one. And so it was like, hey, Toby, I think, this is an opportunity where we have to create art. That's how we're going to get through this mentally and emotionally. So Toby rewrote the script and kind of made it actually a metaphor for COVID. So our next horror movie is kind of this fun metaphor for COVID. And it's really fun to shoot. And that's how we're occupying our time.
Wow.
Awesome.
That is
you make
amazing.
the best, like they say, make lemonade out of lemon.
Yep.
So
yeah. we've always said, you know, your disadvantages are your advantages. And so COVID's a huge disadvantage. And right now we're using it to our artistic advantage. And that I'm not trying to, you know, belittle the enormity of what COVID is. It's not a funny thing, but we are using it to our advantage.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to set your mind to what you want, regardless of what's going on around you.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't do anything now," instead of saying, "Now I got time to do all the things I didn't do before."
That's right.
You know, you got to set your mind.
Oh my gosh, yes, like home projects or make a film, and it's definitely a huge like reality check about what you should do or what you can do when you're faced with this situation. Like I said, we watched a ton of movies. I was recording a voiceover virtually the whole time, still recording. I recorded a little bit a couple days ago. So
she got a movie underneath her table.
Oh, well, literally in my soundproof studio.
We've done a lot of that stuff too. Yeah, Toby with her voiceover work. We're always trying to find a soundproof place. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. We're getting a lot of great
They're thanking us.
feedback. Wait, before you guys go, let's read a couple more comments. Oh, Doug, I don't know Doug's last name. MEIS, is it Mice? He says,
from
what's
Texas,
up, Adam's
yes.
family?
Yeah.
Love from South Texas.
That's right. We've had a lot of nice tacos. You know, remember when I mentioned Victoria, Texas? Well, that's that's Anthony Padone's festival out in Victoria, Texas, and we've got a lot of great family members now out in Texas who have just treated us with a lot of Texas love, and he's one of them. Thanks, Doug.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Hi, Doug.
Toby, can you hear through her ear?
Oh, you got it?
It was funny because you had your ear pressed up against Zelda's, and I was wondering if you could hear.
Oh. Yeah, I can because there's nothing in there.
Uh-oh, that's mean.
Yeah, I can see it right now.
No, she's pretty smart cookie.
I love it. So listen, we will be sure to post the links. I know, especially to Halfway to Zen, because that I know is free with Amazon Prime, but also for The Deeper You Dig, and there's a couple other films that we know that that are able to view. But they're streaming on several different platforms, which I think is great. So we'll make sure we post that for our viewers. You guys that are still watching, make sure you guys click on the link, go to Amazon Prime, and watch some of these great films.
That's right.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you both.
Crystal and Pedro, you guys are beautiful, and we admire you. Thanks for inviting us today.
And I just want to mention what a beautiful actress you are, Crystal. And I look forward to seeing anything you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And working with both of you, hopefully.
Oh,
yeah.
hopefully.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know, she's
it
dying
sure
to
would.
kiss me right now.
Not kiss. The other thing. It's a horror film. No.
Kick or kiss?
It was kick, John.
One more question.
See, you're smart.
One more question before we go. How did you meet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I can answer that. I was at a rock and roll concert at Irving Plaza, and I was walking up the steps with a friend of mine, and I turned around to see Toby and a man and a woman walking behind us up the steps. And I turned to my friend and I said, "Wow, that is a beautiful woman." And I thought she was with I thought she was close to the guy, so I thought she was with the guy who's a pretty big guy. So I didn't want to get my ass kicked that night, so I didn't say anything. And my friend said, "Oh, I actually know her. I'll introduce you." And I said, No, don't introduce me. I'm too embarrassed. And he did introduce me, and I just made a fool of myself. That's why I didn't want to be introduced. And she thought I was a fruitcake, which I am. But
yeah, I thought he was a pretty strange dude. But then he got our mutual friend to invite me to his gig, and the friend said, "Oh, he's putting you on the list." So then I felt like, oh, I should go now. And then when I got there, I said, oh, hi, Josh.
Yeah.
I thought his name was Josh. But then he was.
That's when I knew I loved her.
Then he was performing, and I thought, oh, he's pretty cool. And then we had our first date, and he was showing me around the kitchen, and I spilled nuts all over the floor.
Yeah, a lot of symbolism there.
Around the kitchen.
Oh, God.
Stop talking, Toby.
I'm very clumsy.
Well, my wife.
That's how we
bumps
met.
into everything.
How'd you guys meet? How'd you guys meet?
It was love at first kick. I was teaching
okay.
an aerobic kickboxing class, but actually that's not how we met. That's how I fell in love.
Did she kick you or did you kick her?
No, she did the kick.
It was like a Taibo type class, and I was throwing kicks. So
I saw
Awesome.
that kick and I said, I'm in love. But the first time, I remember the first time I met her, everything went gray. Where, you know, every time I tell this story, people don't believe me, but everything like disappeared. And I said, who is she? And then I asked her how young she was. And I said, oh, no, this can't happen. But then with my daughter's blessing, she said, that's the one. And we've been
Oh, that's
together
beautiful.
ever since.
That's wonderful.
That is.
Yeah.
And like I
wrote a whole
said,
book about it.
you guys are a great example for everybody. So it's fun.
Well, thank you.
my
Thank you
face
for
hurts
saying
from
that.
smiling so much and laughing so much during this interview.
Me too.
Yeah, well, we can all go have ice
That's a
cream
good
now.
thing.
When you have the next film, we'll come back and we talk about that film again.
Yes,
That'd be
absolutely.
wonderful.
We look
It's
forward
so nice to
seeing
see you
it.
guys.
Nice
Thank
to see
you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, guys.
Now we're going to talk about you.
Good night. Thanks
Zelda.
again. Lots of
You're
love.
welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. There we go. All right. That was awesome. That was awesome. Getting used to saying this.
Yes, absolutely.
But you did laugh a lot, though.
My face literally hurts.
Yeah,
like my
my-
cheeks are hurting.
Yeah, my cheeks have always been big like this. So, you know,
Beautiful high cheekbones, darling.
they say that we were an inspiration, but they an inspiration too.
I totally
with
agree. I
the
totally
talent in that family and the love in that family, that's the way it should be. A lot of people are concentrating on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, everything that we make in life, I believe that it comes from love. Anything. If you go and cook, you're making it from love, or you're making it for somebody that you love.
Yeah.
And to find each other like that and they had the same interest, that's rare, because oftentimes people have different interests. Oh, you do that and I do my thing. But working together, and I know that working together sometimes could be, you could get on somebody's nerve, but look at the love that is showing through that, And when you watch them talking like that, and you watch the film, it's like,
Oh, it's like night and day. Yeah.
so that's the yin or the yang. You know what I'm saying? It's different, but it was so good to talk to them.
Yes.
And I know we're going to do it again. We have to do it again because that was fun. And tomorrow we're going to
Back by popular demand.
Jan Turan.
Yes, we're having Jan Turan. We tried to get them on a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, or something like that, and we had some technical issues. So we're gonna have them on again tomorrow. They're gonna talk about their music and what they've been working on during the quarantine, and all that good stuff. Also, don't forget we always post the links and the information on our guests up in the live video after we post it. We always edit it and make sure you guys have the links to all of their work. Well, not all of it, but to some of their work. We highly recommend their films.
Right. Then you know why we're so excited to talk to them.
Yes, I'm gonna recommend tonight you watch Halfway to Zen. It is so funny. I was, like I said before, I was laughing even harder this time than I did the first time. So.
Hey, look, our live audience is passing by. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:15.
8:15.
And then we have something planned if we get this one on Friday. Okay, we have some other guests coming on. We haven't confirmed that yet, but we have so many lined up right now that, you know, we got a lot of people lined up.
We do.
So I'm just trying to see when we're going to put
And
them on.
he's not paying me enough. So if you guys are still watching, he needs to up my salary.
Okay. So
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Tweed Talks live.
thank you for supporting us.
We'll see you tomorrow at 8:15.
8:15. Bye-bye.